Yes, sir.
Aman?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So now
Yes, sir.
chemical kinetics we are studying, right? Yeah, Aman, something you're saying. What is that?
No, nothing, sir.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah. See now, chemical kinetics, another important topic is that collision theory. What is that, ma? Collision theory of reaction rate, means rate of reaction. So the rate of reaction will be understood by what now here, understanding about the collisions. Collisions meaning what? When two molecules are moving against each other, they collide with each other. Okay, the molecules, when they are moving, they collide with each other, and that collisions will lead to the formation of products. Are you getting what I'm saying? Suppose if you take reactants converting into products, suppose. Okay, now reactant molecules are moving, and any two reactant molecules will be colliding with each other. They will be colliding with each other. Due to these collisions, what happens now? The reaction intermediate is formed first. Between reactants and products, what will be the activated complex is there? Activated complex is called reaction intermediate. Now the reaction intermediate again finally converts into what? Products. So like this, the reaction, chemical reaction occurs when there is a collision between reactant molecules. This is called collision theory. And remember that, suppose 100 collisions taken place. How many collisions taken place? 100 collisions between the reactant molecules. Out of 100 collisions, only 60 collisions will lead to the formation of products, suppose. Out of 100 collisions of a reaction between the reactant molecules, only 60 collisions will lead to the formation of what? The products. That 60 collisions will be called fruitful collisions. Fruitful collisions, or we say what? Effective collisions. So how many effective collisions in the example what I said now? 60. 60 effective collisions
60.
are also called what? Fruitful collisions. The remaining how many collisions there? 40 there. The remaining 40 collisions will not be able to convert the reactants into products. The reactants cannot be converted into products. By how many collisions? 40 collisions. They are called, that 40 collisions are called ineffective collisions. Ineffective collisions. And effective collisions, suppose 60. It is only example I'm telling. For all reactions, like it won't be like this. But all the collisions will not lead to the formation of products. Some collisions only will be forming products. That point mainly try to understand. Okay. Now collision theory of reaction rate of reaction, and what Arrhenius theory. This is also called what? Arrhenius theory of reaction rate. This collision theory was proposed by whom? Arrhenius, scientist name Arrhenius. Okay. Now the first point is, a chemical reaction takes place due to collision among reactant molecules. Due to collisions among what? Reactant molecules. And the number of collisions taking place per second, per 1 second, per 1 second, how many collisions taking place is called what? Collision frequency. Collision frequency is given by the letter Z, remember. The number of collisions taking place per second, okay, per unit volume, per 1 unit volume, 1 liter you take, suppose in 1 liter unit volume, okay, how many collisions taking place of the reaction per 1 second is called what now here? Collision frequency. Is that clear? Collision frequency, the number of collisions taking place per second per unit volume of the reaction mixture is called collision frequency. And the value of collision frequency is very high, means large number of collisions will take place, of the order of 10 power 25 to 10 power 28 collisions in 1 second. Okay, in case of binary collisions meaning what? Between two molecules. Between two molecules, how many collisions will be possible to take place in 1 second time? 10 power 25 to 10 power 28 collisions will occur between two reactant molecules per 1 second per 1 unit volume. Per unit volume and per second, these many collisions, very large number of collisions will occur. But all these collisions will not lead to the formation of products. Only some of these will convert the reactants into products. They are called fruitful collisions. Okay. Every collision does not bring a chemical change. Every collision does not bring a chemical change. That point keep in mind. The collisions that actually produce the products are called effective collisions. So what are effective collisions? The collisions which will convert the reactants into products are called effective collisions. And the effective collisions which bring chemical change are very few. Okay, less number of collisions will be there. Okay, very few collisions will form what? Products. In comparison to what? The total number of collisions generally. Okay, generally, in general, most of the reactions, what will be there? Most of the collisions will be going waste. Only some collisions will lead to the formation of what? Products. Okay, next, the collisions that do not form a product are called ineffective collisions or elastic collisions. Ineffective, elastic collisions, or what? What are non-fruitful collisions we say. That is, the molecules just collide and disperse. Just they collide with each other and disperse, that's all. They will not combine to form products. Okay, they disperse in different directions with different velocities. When two molecules collide, they will disperse in different directions without converting into products. That is called that collisions are called ineffective collisions or ineffective elastic collisions. For a collision to be effective, if any collision is to be effective, the following two barriers, two conditions, are to be cleared. Two barriers to be cleared here. Okay. So one is what now here? Energy barrier. What is that? Energy barrier. Energy barrier should be there here. That means what now here? If you take the fraction of molecules on y-axis and energy on x-axis, if you plot a graph, what happens as energy increases? As energy increases, more fraction of molecules will be converting into products here. So the fraction of molecules capable of bringing effective collisions. Now these fraction of molecules will be having what? This much energy. See, so these fraction of molecules have less energy, and this fraction of molecules have more energy, and this fraction of molecules have still more energy. Okay, now here what is happening up to this energy has not come still. It is means what here? Energy barrier. Minimum energy is required to convert into products. Now these all reactant molecules colliding with each other and their energy is increasing. As energy of these reacting molecules are increasing, as energy is increasing, what is happening? More fraction of molecules colliding with each other, but they did not reach what? This sufficient energy. This energy is not equal to this sufficient energy required for converting reactant into product. Still more energy is required here. So when the energy reaches this one here, that means here, now this fraction of molecules only. So this fraction of molecules reach what now here? This energy. This energy. So when this fraction of molecules reach this energy, okay, now the reactants starts converting into products. The reactants start converting into products after reaching what? This energy. So when the reactant molecules get this much energy, then only they will be converting into what? Products. Then only they will be converting into products. Okay. So now here, this is what now here, what is given? This one, this area of fraction of molecules. So the fraction of molecules capable of bringing effective collisions will be this one. So this fraction of molecules will be converting into products. Is that clear, man? Aman?
Yes,
So
sir.
the first barrier to be crossed is what? To be cleared is what? Energy barrier. So minimum energy is required by the reactant molecules to be converted into products. That is energy barrier. Next, the minimum amount of energy required by reactant molecules to participate in a reaction is called activation energy. This activation energy will be represented by E subscript small a. Activation energy. Minimum energy required by reactant molecules to convert into products. So this activation energy is equal to threshold energy minus average kinetic energy of reactant molecules. Average kinetic energy of reactant molecules. Generally, average kinetic energy of reactant molecules means what now? Kinetic energy per molecule. Kinetic energy per single molecule. Kinetic energy per single molecule is called average kinetic energy. So the threshold energy minus average kinetic energy will be equal to what? Activation energy. It is one formula for activation energy. Okay. Next one, the threshold energy. How to calculate? Threshold energy is equal to initial energy of reactant molecules, means initial potential energy of reactant molecules, means what? Energy of reactant molecule, ER, energy of reactant molecules plus what? Activation energy, plus activation energy. Now from this activation energy is equal to what? It is threshold energy. Threshold energy, and it is energy of reactant molecules, and it is activation energy. Now from this activation energy is equal to what? Activation energy is equal to what? Tell me. Threshold energy minus what? Energy of reactants. So threshold energy minus energy of reactants will give what? Activation energy. Is that clear, ma? So now in the previous diagram, this one is what? Now this energy is nothing but threshold energy. So minimum energy should be there. After this energy only, the reactant molecules will collide with each other to convert into what? Products. That energy is called threshold energy. The threshold energy minus initial energy of reactants will give what? Activation energy. If this difference is less activation energy. When activation energy is less, rate of reaction will be greater. Rate of reaction will be greater. So rate of reaction meaning what? Speed of reaction. So rate of reaction is inversely proportional to what? Activation energy. If activation energy is less, more rate of reaction, greater rate of reaction, like this. So the speed of reaction will be greater if activation energy is lesser. When activation energy will be less here, the difference between threshold energy and energy of reactant should be less. Then only activation energy will be less. When activation energy is less, the rate of reaction will be high. Is that clear? Take the screenshot of this one. Take the screenshot.
Yeah,
okay. Now see next one. See. Now, so this graphs I gave you the other day. Exothermic reactions. Okay, endothermic reactions. In exothermic reaction, what happens? Heat energy will be released here. Energy is released. And in endothermic, what happens? Energy is absorbed. Energy is absorbed by the reactants in endothermic. Energy is released by reactants in exothermic reaction. Now here we have taken what? Now here energy on graph of what? Plot of what? Energy versus what? Here progress of reaction. Progress of reaction is called reaction coordinate. Progress of the reaction meaning what? The path of reaction. That is reaction coordinate we say. What we say here? Reaction coordinate. So the reaction coordinate versus energy. So reaction coordinate means path of reaction. Now in this case here, initially we have taken some reactants. The reaction is what now? A plus B gives rise to C plus D. The reaction what we have taken? A plus B gives rise to C plus D is the reaction here. Now here reactants A, B and C and D are products here. Now A and B reactants are having this much energy. This is energy of reactants. And this is what now here energy of the products. It is energy of the products. It is energy of the reactants. So we have taken energy on the y-axis. Now this energy of reactants is not sufficient to convert into products. Now these reactants should get more energy, this much energy they need. This much energy the reactants need to convert into what? Products. And this energy is called what now here? This energy is called threshold energy. Threshold energy. So the threshold energy is what now? The minimum amount of energy required to be converted into products. Okay, that means what now here? This is energy barrier. This energy barrier should be cleared. When this energy barrier is cleared, the reactants will easily convert into products. Okay, now how much extra energy required by the reactants now? They need what? Threshold energy minus energy of reactants. Threshold energy minus energy of reactants. This difference, what I said now in the previous equation, activation energy. This is what now here? Activation energy. So activation energy of forward reaction or backward reaction? This one, forward reaction. Activation energy of what? Forward reaction. Activation energy for forward reaction is equal to what minus what? Threshold energy minus this threshold energy minus energy of the reactants. Here energy means potential energy only we take. Energy on the y-axis meaning what? Potential energy what we take is. So potential energy we take. Okay, so now the difference between threshold and energy of reactant is called activation energy of forward reaction here. Next, this is what now here threshold energy. Now this is what energy of the products. So energy of the products is there here. Energy of means threshold energy. Threshold energy minus what? Energy of products. This threshold energy minus energy of the products. See this much energy difference. This energy difference is called what? Activation energy for backward reaction. Am I following, ma? This is what now threshold energy, na?
Yes, sir.
This one is threshold energy. This one is what? Energy of products. The difference between what? Energy of what? Activated complex, that is threshold energy, and energy of products. This difference is called what now? Activation energy for backward reaction. Activation energy for backward reaction. Tell me, activation energy of backward reaction is equal to what? Activation energy of backward reaction is equal to what? Threshold energy. Threshold energy minus what? Threshold energy minus energy of products.
Product.
So threshold energy minus energy of products is called what? Activation energy of backward reaction. For which one? It is exo or endo. Now we have taken exothermic reaction. For exothermic reaction. Now tell me which one is greater? Activation energy of forward is greater or backward is greater here?
Forward.
See, forward how much you see difference? This is the gap. The gap between energy of reactants and energy of activated complex. Threshold energy minus energy of reactants, less here gap. So less activation energy for forward reaction, see, and more activation energy for backward reaction, right, ma? So tell me what is greater than what here? Activation energy of backward reaction is greater than activation energy of forward reaction.
Forward.
For what? For which one? Exothermic reactions. Is the concept clear? Now, and for
Yes, sir.
exothermic reaction, what is the order of these three energies? Threshold energy, energy of reactants, energy of products. What is greater than what now? Energy, threshold energy is greater than energy of reactant, greater than energy of product. Is that clear? So which one is the least energetic here? Which one is the least energetic? Product. Product is least energetic. When energy of products is least, the stability of products will be highest. The stability of products is highest. So when products have least energy, they will be having what? Most stability. So the products are having what? Least energy and most stability. Remember, always the stability is inversely proportional to what, ma? Stability is inversely proportional to what? Energy. Less energy is there indicating what? Most stability. Am I following, ma?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, in exothermic reaction, when reactants convert into products, the products are more stable than reactants, or reactants are more stable than products? In exothermic reaction, products more stable, reactants more stable.
Product more stable.
Yeah, why product is more stable here?
Energy is less.
Yeah, energy is less for the product formed in exothermic reaction. That's why products will be more stable. Is that clear? Now tell me, which one is least stable here? Activated complex or reactant or product? This activated complex is least stable. Reactant is least stable. Product is least stable.
No, activated complex is
Yeah,
least
activated complex is least stable. Why? Because of high energy.
most energy.
More energy. Is that clear, ma? Now, so this concept
Yes,
is
sir.
clear so far now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, once take the screenshot. I will clear everything.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Did you take?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Now see here. Now for this exothermic reaction, what we have to understand, delta H of reaction. Delta H of reaction. Tell me, delta H of reaction, how to write? What minus what? I told you that day. Delta H reaction is equal to activation energy of forward minus backward or backward minus forward here. Always formula.
Forward minus.
Yeah. So activation, energy of forward reaction minus what? Activation energy of backward reaction. Is that clear? So now which is greater here? I told you earlier we have written now here. So here this activation energy of what? This one. So from this point to this point, this is threshold energy. This
Backward
difference is
greater.
this difference is taken as what now? Activation energy of backward reaction. And it is what now? This difference is what? Activation energy of forward reaction. Is that clear? Now tell me what minus what we write here? Lesser energy minus greater, or greater minus lesser here? Lesser minus greater. Here activation of forward reaction less. Energy of backward is more. That's why lesser value minus greater value will be what? Negative value. So negative. So delta H becomes what now? Negative. So therefore delta H reaction. We can write like this also. Delta H R we can write, delta R H we can write. So enthalpy of reaction is one. Enthalpy of reaction is equal to what? Negative value. Negative value. Whenever delta H is negative, we say what? It is exothermic reaction. Delta H negative means what? Energy is released. Okay. If delta H is negative, what happens? Energy is released. Energy is released. When energy is released, what does it mean? It is exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. Is that clear now? It is about what now here? Delta H concept. Delta H is called what now? What is delta H called? Enthalpy change. Enthalpy change. Enthalpy means what I told you, the total energy content. The total energy content of anything is called what? It's enthalpy. Enthalpy of reactant means the total energy content of reactants, like this. Enthalpy of reaction means the total enthalpy change of reaction mixture is called enthalpy change. Enthalpy change is given as delta H. Okay, so delta H is this one to be taken here. Okay, ma. So it is about what now here. And one more thing what we take is delta H is equal to, okay, enthalpy final minus enthalpy initial. Enthalpy final minus what? Enthalpy initial. Enthalpy final minus what? Enthalpy initial. Now generally in a chemical reaction, final product is product or reactant. Final thing is finally what is produced in chemical reaction? Product. Initial means what is the taken? Reactant. So H final meaning what here? Enthalpy of final condition means what? Enthalpy of product only, na? Means energy of product. And enthalpy of initial condition meaning what? Enthalpy of reactant. So enthalpy of product minus, that means what we take here? Delta HR is equal to enthalpy of product minus enthalpy of reactant. Enthalpy of product means what? Energy of product only, na? That means what? Energy of product minus energy of reactant. Enthalpy means energy content, I told you. Enthalpy of product meaning what? Energy of product minus energy of reactant. Now what is more here in exothermic reaction? What is greater value? Energy of reactant is greater, energy of product is lesser. And energy of product is less here. Energy of reactant is greater. So product lesser value minus greater value. Lesser minus greater is equal to what? Negative value. So like this delta H reaction we also get negative by taking what? Energy of the product minus energy of the reactant. Is that clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Why we have taken energy of product minus energy of reactant is that the enthalpy final minus enthalpy initial for any system is called what? Delta H. That's what we have taken. So it's about what now here? What here? Activation energy concept and delta H concept for exothermic reaction. Now this total what we discussed is about what? Exo only so far.
Exothermic.
Yeah, once again take a screenshot.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. Now we are going to discuss about what? Endothermic reaction. That you have to tell now. Endothermic reaction you only have to tell. Tell me first thing about endothermic. Endothermic means what? Energy is absorbed or released?
Energy is taken.
Energy is absorbed by the reactant. Yeah, tell me. I mean this when you plot a graph of potential energy versus Potential energy versus reaction coordinate. That is progress of reaction. Initially, what is this reactants converting into products? Some other reaction. Here, what is this called? Tell me. This energy is called what? Energy of
reactants.
reactants. And this energy is what now? This energy is what?
Energy of products.
Energy of the products. And what is this energy called?
Threshold and
Threshold energy. That means energy of activated complex. Energy of activated complex. This activated complex is called what? Intermediate compound. What is called? Intermediate compound. Unstable intermediate compound is called activated complex. This one. Okay. And now threshold energy is there. Now again, tell me energy is order. Tell me which energy is greater than which one here among the three energies. Tell me which is highest.
Threshold energy is greater.
Greater than
Energy of products.
energy of products greater than
Energy of reactants.
now which is least energetic here?
Reactants.
Least energy for reactant. Least energy means more stability. Yeah, more stability.
Yes,
now here in the endothermic reaction, which is more stable?
more stable energy of reactants.
Means energy of reactants is less here. When energy is less, automatically
More
stability
stability.
will be greater. Stability will be greater. Stability and energy, how they are related to each other?
Inversely proportional.
Inversely proportional. So as energy of reactants is lesser here, what happens? The stability will be greater. So in endothermic reaction, what is happening? Less energetic reactants. Less energetic reactants with more stability. Less energetic reactants with what? More stability are converted into more energetic and less stable products. The products are with more energy than reactants and less stability. Difference understood by here? Stability difference. Now tell me in which reactions, in exo or endothermic reaction, in which case the stability of product will be lesser than energy of stability of reactants. Where stability of products is lesser? Endothermic reaction. Stability is lesser for products here. Is that clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
And now see. Now tell me what is the activation energy? Activation energy of forward reaction. Tell me formula. Activation energy for forward reaction. What minus what?
Energy of products minus energy of reactants.
No, not that is. That is delta H you are saying. Delta H enthalpy change you are saying. Energy of product minus energy of reactant. I asked about energy, activation energy. EA means what? Activation energy. Activation energy of forward reaction. What minus what?
So threshold energy minus.
Threshold energy minus
energy of.
Yeah, that's what you should not confuse. Tell me. Forward reaction, what is the initial starting material in forward reaction?
Reactants.
That's why. The threshold energy minus what? Energy of reactants.
Energy of reactants.
Threshold energy minus energy of reactants on anywhere. Here also same. Here also threshold energy.
Yes,
threshold energy minus what? Energy of reactants. This only is called what? Activation energy for forward. Same thing again. Okay. So here also same thing between threshold energy and this energy of reactant. This difference is there now. Threshold energy minus energy of reactant will be activation energy for forward reaction. Or tell me what is activation energy of backward reaction formula?
Threshold energy minus energy of products.
That's all. Energy of products we have to subtract. Okay. So threshold energy minus energy of product. This energy, threshold energy minus energy of product. This is called what now here? Activation energy for backward reaction. So this one. So this difference is what now here? Activation energy for backward reaction. Is that clear, ma?
Yes,
now tell me delta H for this reaction. For endothermic, delta H is equal to what minus what? Generally formula what? Delta H.
Energy of products minus energy of reactants.
That is one formula. Another formula? in terms of activation energy?
Activation energy.
Always delta H is equal what minus what in terms of activation energy?
Forward minus backward.
Activation energy of forward minus activation energy of backward.
Backward.
Always will be equal to what? Delta H. Is that clear? Let's take the screenshot
Yes,
of this now. We will go to next topic of this same endothermic.
I took it.
Yeah. So now I'm clearing and we're discussing. Now tell me what is delta H of endothermic reactions? Delta H of
EP
reaction.
minus CR.
Yeah, EA. First tell me, activation energy is important concept. Activation energy of
Forward
reaction
minus
minus activation energy of backward
backward
reaction. First formula. Okay. Next, tell me another formula what, or another formula what? Delta H of reaction is equal to energy of products minus energy of reactant. In both cases, activation energy of forward is greater or backward is greater. Forward is greater here. So greater value minus lesser value. So here greater value, greater minus lesser. Okay. So here also energy of products is greater here. Energy of products is greater. Energy of reactants is lesser. Again, products energy minus reactants energy means greater energy minus lesser energy. So it is greater value. It is lesser value. So greater value minus lesser value will be always what?
Positive.
Delta H reaction is always what? Positive for which reactions? Endothermic reaction.
Endothermic.
Okay. So like this, you have to understand. Delta H concept is important. In numerical problems also, they will give you activation energies and they will ask you to find out delta H. Otherwise, they will give you delta H value of reaction will be given sometimes, and energy of forward reaction will be given. They ask you to find out energy of backward reaction. So when you give you delta H value of reaction and energy of forward reaction, then tell me what is the activation energy of backward reaction formula? Activation of backward reaction is equal to what? Activation energy for forward reaction minus delta H of reaction. From this only. From this we have taken.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes any out of three values, two will be given, and the third one will be asked to find out. But the basic formula you should not confuse. Is that clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
So it's about what now here? Exo and endothermic reactions. That is activation energy. So this threshold energy should be cleared. For any reactant to be converted into product, the energy barrier to be cleared is what? Threshold energy. When the reactant molecules get the threshold energy only, they will convert into products. That is what energy barrier. Is that clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Did you take screenshot of this?
Yeah, I do, sir.
Yeah. So now next one. Second factor is what? Second barrier is orientation barrier. Orientation means arrangement. Orientation meaning what? Arrangement of molecules. How the molecules are arranged is also important. If the molecules of reactants are properly arranged, if the molecules of reactants are in proper orientation, they will collide and form products. If the molecules of reactants are not in the proper orientation, if they're not having proper orientation, then the reactant molecules, when they collide also, they don't convert into products. So orientation factor means arrangement factor. Okay. Okay. So energy alone does not determine. Only energy does not decide the effectiveness of the collision. Okay. Now only effective collisions will convert the reactants into what? Products. I told you. They are called fruitful collisions. Now, for any collision to be effective, only energy factor does not decide the rate of reaction. The effective collisions will be occurring due to what? Energy barrier, when they cross energy barrier, and also orientation barrier. Both should be cleared. So energy only does not decide what? Effectiveness of the collision. The reacting molecules means reactants. The reactant molecules must collide in proper manner if the reaction is to occur. If the reaction is to occur, the collisions between proper manner without proper orientation. If the reactant molecules collide also, they don't convert into products. So proper orientation is needed here. So this has been shown what now in diagrams like diagram point, but see here. Suppose it is one molecule here. It is one molecule arranged like this, and another molecule is like this. Now these two molecules are not in proper orientation. They are not in proper orientation. Okay, and if two molecules are taken like this, it is one reactant, it is one reactant. Now both are arranged on same axis. Now proper orientation is there. Now between these two, the collisions will be called effective collisions. Between these two reactant molecules, the collisions called ineffective collisions. So these effective collisions only will lead to the formation of products. So this is a proper orientation factor. It is proper orientation. It is improper orientation. Proper orientation of molecules, improper orientation of molecules. Like that. Next, rate of reaction. Rate of reaction means Kr or what will be taken? Small r or small k?
R.
R. So R is rate of reaction is directly proportional to the number of effective collisions. More the number of effective collisions, more rate of reaction. More the number of effective collisions, greater will be rate of reaction. That point keep in mind. And generally rate of reaction means what? Change in concentration by change in time. It is what now? Change in concentration. Change in concentration. By what? Change in time. Is called rate of reaction. So minus means what now? Decreasing change or increasing change for reactants?
Decreasing.
Decreasing change. Always whenever a reaction is going on, the reactants concentration will be decreasing. Na? That's why we take minus dx by dt, means the decreasing change of reactants by change in time is called rate of reaction, is equal to the rate of reaction is equal to collision frequency. Collision frequency is nothing but number of collisions per second, number of collisions between the reactant molecules per second per unit volume. Per second and per unit volume, how many collisions are taking place is called what? Collision frequency. This is given by Z. Z is called what now here? Collision frequency. Okay, ma. Into fraction of effective collisions. Fraction of effective collisions. Suppose out of 100, only 40 collisions effective. Suppose 40 effective by 100. Out of 100, only 40 collisions are effective. So this fraction is what? 4 by 10. 4 by 10 is what? Fraction of effective collisions. So the fraction of effective collisions into total number of collisions. Total number of collisions.
Will it be given in question, sir?
Sorry?
Like, will it be given in the question?
It will be given. Both will be given. Collision frequency value will be given. Fraction of molecules effective collisions will be given. Then you can find out what? Rate of reaction. So rate of a given chemical reaction is equal to what into what? Z into F. Z is what? Collision frequency. Z is collision frequency, and F is what? Fraction of molecules. Fraction of effective collisions. So R is equal to Z into F. Rate of reaction is equal to collision frequency into fraction of effective collisions. Is that clear, ma? So take the screenshot and try to understand that two factors, two barriers should be cleared by reactant molecules. One is energy barrier, one is orientation barrier. Energy barrier and orientation barrier. That means what? For any collision to be effective collision, two barriers should be cleared by the reactant molecules. One barrier is what? Energy barrier, in which the reactant molecules should get energy equal to what? Threshold energy. The reactant molecule should be getting the energy which is equal to threshold energy. Then only they will be converted into products by effective collisions. Otherwise, the collisions will be ineffective collisions. Okay. Next, second barrier is what? The reactant molecules must be oriented, must be arranged in a proper orientation. Then only effective collisions will occur between that reactant molecules and will lead to the formation of products. Is the concept clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Next. Now, one more important concept is that effect of temperature on rate of reaction. The rate of reaction will be affected by temperature. Now, generally, rate of endothermic reactions. The rate of endothermic reactions. For endothermic reactions, the rate is directly proportional to temperature, remember. Directly proportional to what? Temperature. So the rate of endothermic reactions and temperature, how these two are related? Directly proportional. Means what? When temperature increases, the rate of reaction will increase. Okay, ma? And the rate of exothermic reactions. Next one, what? Rate of exothermic reactions. Tell me now. Is inversely proportional to temperature. Okay, ma? That means for exothermic reaction, when you increase temperature, what happens to the rate of reaction? Decreases. The rate of reaction, the speed of reaction of exothermic reaction will decrease when we increase what? Temperature. First, this point keep in mind. Is that clear, ma?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, the rate of reaction, that is R, rate of reaction R increases considerably with an increase in temperature. For which type of reaction generally? Endothermic reactions. Next, the rate of many reactions are approximately doubled. Mostly what happens now? The rate of reaction will be mostly doubled or tripled. So sometimes the rate of reaction becomes double, sometimes it becomes tripled for every 10 degrees rise in temperature. When you increase the temperature by 10 degrees, when you increase the temperature by 10 degrees, what happens? The rate of reaction will be doubled. Sometimes it will be tripled. Mostly it will be doubled rate of reaction. Okay, ma. Next, the temperature coefficient. The temperature coefficient or coefficient of a chemical reaction is defined as the ratio of the specific reaction rates. Specific reaction rate means velocity constant or rate constant. Remember, what is specific reaction rate meaning? Rate constant. Rate constant is also called velocity constant K. Rate constant or velocity constant is given by K. Small k indicates what? Rate constant. So that is also called specific reaction rate, remember. Now what we are saying is that, once again see this statement. The temperature coefficient of a chemical reaction is defined as the ratio of the rate constant, the ratio of the rate constant of a reaction at two temperatures differing by how much? 10 degrees Celsius. By 10 degrees centigrade, if the two reactions are differing, in that case, the ratio of the K is called what now? Temperature coefficient. Suppose you take now one reaction is there here. Some reactants converting into products. This reaction is taking place at 25 degrees Celsius. How much? At 25 degrees Celsius, the reactants converting into product. For this, the rate constant is K. Okay, K at T temperature. K at what? T temperature. What is T here? T is equal to 25 degrees Celsius. Taken. Small t, whenever we use, that is what? Centigrade temperature, small t. So K at 25 degrees Celsius is taken as KT. That is 25 degrees Celsius. Now the same reaction, we increase the temperature. Okay. Now 10 degrees. If you raise the temperature by 10 degrees, initially we have taken 25 degrees. If you raise the temperature, what will be the temperature to be taken here? Tell me. If you raise the temperature by 10 degrees, what should be this temperature here? Aman?
35.
35. Very good. So 35 degrees Celsius we have to take it. That means how much is rise in temperature? 10 degrees.
Celsius.
How much is increase in the temperature? 10 degrees. So when you increase the temperature by 10 degrees, okay, then what happens? Tell me now. It becomes 35 degrees Celsius. Now rate constant K should be taken at T plus 10 degrees. Okay, initially KT means at 25 degrees Celsius. Now 25 degrees Celsius plus 10 degrees we have taken as a K subscript T plus 10. It is what? K subscript T at T temperature. It is K value at T plus 10 degrees Celsius. T is 25, 25 plus 10, 35 degrees Celsius. So what is this now here? This ratio is what now here? K value at, in example, what we have taken. K value at 35 degrees Celsius. Okay. By what? K value at 25 degrees Celsius. K value at 25 degrees Celsius. Is that clear, ma? K
Yes,
value.
sir. So both are indicated by KT only.
Sorry?
Both will be indicated by KT.
Yeah. So in formula, we take KT at given temperature. Okay. K subscript T means at
Plus 10,
given, at given temperature. At given temperature, it is taken K value. And that given temperature plus 10 degrees we taken. So K value at T plus 10, K value at T. This ratio is called what? Temperature coefficient, which is called mu, mu, mu. So mu indicates what here? Temperature coefficient. So temperature coefficient is equal to K value at T plus 10 degrees by K value at T degrees
Value at
Celsius.
T degrees.
Yeah, is that clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Mostly this will be equal to what? Tell me, 2 or 3. Mostly it will be doubled. Mostly it will be doubled.
Yeah.
So K by K subscript to T plus 10 by K at T degrees Celsius will be mostly equal to 10. Sometimes it will be tripled, means what? 3. Sometimes it is tripled, meaning what? 3. 2 or 3. 2 or 3. Mostly it will be 2 only, doubled only. Is that clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
So if you increase the temperature 2 times, if you increase now here K value at T, K value at T plus 10. Now this K value at T plus 10 is equal to 2 into 2 times of KT. 2 times of KT mostly. In rare cases, 3 times of KT. It will be triple sometimes, so mostly it will be doubled. Is that clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
So this is what about temperature coefficient. Very important concept, this one. Okay. So temperature coefficient is
Yes, sir.
important, and calculation of delta H in previous case also very important. Okay. Now next, did you take screenshot of this?
1 minute, sir. Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah. Now, when temperature is raised, means increased. When temperature is increased, heat energy is supplied. Whenever we increase temperature, we are heating the gas, suppose. Then what happens? The gas molecules will absorb what? Heat energy when we increase temperature. So heat energy is supplied, which increases, that heat energy increases, which means heat energy increases the kinetic energy of what? Reactant molecules. Initially, reactant molecules are moving with some velocity already in gas, suppose. When you heat it, when you increase the temperature, what happens now? The kinetic energy of reactant molecules will be increased. This will increase. The increase in the kinetic energy will increase the number of collisions. Okay. Initially, between two molecules, X number of collisions taking place. They're colliding X times. When you increase temperature and velocity, what happens? Number of collisions will become more than X. So the number of collisions will be increased by the increase in the velocity. And ultimately and finally, the rate of reaction will be enhanced, means increased. Enhanced meaning what? Increased. The rate of reaction will be increased by increasing temperature generally. Arrhenius suggested an equation which describes K. K means what now here? Rate constant. K is what? Rate constant. Rate constant means what? Velocity constant or specific reaction rate. K is called specific reaction rate. Otherwise, rate constant or velocity constant as a function of what? K value as a function of temperature. K value as a function of temperature. That is, okay, K is equal to, rate constant is equal to some factor A, that is Arrhenius parameter. Arrhenius constant. A is what now here? Arrhenius constant. K is what? Rate constant. A is Arrhenius constant or Arrhenius parameter into A into e to the power of minus EA by RT. Okay, what is the equation here? K equals to what? Tell me. A into e to the power of minus EA by RT. Okay, so it is what now here? Equation called Arrhenius equation. Arrhenius equation, which gives information about relation about what? The relation between K and what? The temperature. between temperature and T and K. The relation will be given by this equation, which is called
Okay.
Arrhenius equation. So Arrhenius equation is given by what, ma? K equals to A into e to the power of minus EA by RT. What is EA here? What is EA?
by RT.
What is EA?
Activation energy.
What is T? Capital T?
Activation energy.
What is capital T?
Temperature.
Absolute temperature or the centigrade temperature?
Absolute temperature.
Capital T in centigrade temperature, Kelvin temperature.
Centigrade.
No, small t will be centigrade. Remember now, small t will be
Okay, yeah.
centigrade temperature. Capital T always absolute temperature. What is called? Absolute. Absolute temperature or what? Kelvin temperature. Kelvin temperature is equal to what? Generally, centigrade temperature plus 273. Okay, so Kelvin temperature plus 273 we have to take. If they give you 25 degrees Celsius, what we have to take? 25 plus 273. Capital T in this formula.
25 plus
In
270.
this, wherever capital T is there, you have to take Kelvin temperature. Remember. And what is R here? R is what?
Capital R.
Capital R is called universal gas
constant,
constant. Universal gas constant. And R is R value in joules. How much? R value in joules? 8.314.
8.23.
Yeah, R value is equal to 8.314 joules. Joules, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. Joules, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. Okay, so in joules it will be 8.314 R value, and capital T is absolute temperature, and activation energy. Energy again is measured in joules only. When R is taken in joules, when R value taken in joules, activation energy also should be taken in joules. Activation energy will be taken in joules. Okay, A is what your constant, Arrhenius constant, and K is called rate constant. Is that clear, ma? So this equation
Yes,
is called what? Arrhenius equation. What is called? Arrhenius
Yes, equation.
equation. Gives a relation between what and what? K and temperature.
Temperature
K value and
and
temperature.
yeah.
Did you understand concept?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, once take the screenshot of this.
Yes. Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Now here. Now here K is what? Now here rate constant, the same formula. Now if you take what now here, log on both the sides. Log on both the sides. Now you take here log, okay, K to base E. It is natural log or what here? Log base 10 it is. This one natural log or log to the base 10?
Natural log.
Natural log. So we can also write ln K. Ln K means what? Log K to base E meaning. Okay. So now here, first you tell me the relation here. Log AB, suppose. Log A into B. What will be this? Log A into B. Log A plus what? Log B we know. Log A plus log B. That is log A into B. Is that clear, ma? Next,
Yes,
log A by B, suppose. Log A by B. How to write?
log A minus log B.
Yeah, log A minus log B. This one you remember now? Next, log A to the power of n is equal to what?
What's
This one, log A to the power of n equals to what?
B. Okay, n log A.
N log A. N into log A, right now? This one already know now?
Yes, sir.
The laws of log,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, this one equations, yeah, now. From this concept, tell me now, log, I'm taking here, log of e power minus EA by RT, suppose. Tell me how to write this one. Equals to what? Log e power minus EA by RT. What is power here? Exponent what here? Exponential value what? Minus EA by
Minus EA by
in
RT.
place of n. In place of n, what is there here? In place of a power n. In place of n, what is there here?
Yeah. Minus
Minus,
EA by RT.
minus
So minus EA by RT log to the base.
EA by RT into log to base E, log E to the base E, right, ma? It is what now we are taking natural log only. We are taking what? Natural log only here. So when we take natural log here, log, okay, E to base E is equal to always 1. It is always equal to what? 1. Log E to base E is always what? 1. And same thing, log 10 to base 10 is also what? 1. Log 10 to base 10 is what? 1. Like that, log E to base E also 1. That's why here it will be what now? Log E to the power of minus EA by RT is equal to what? Only minus EA by RT. That's all. Minus EA by RT into 1. This one. Is that clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
So let's take the screenshot of this.
Yeah, took, sir.
Yeah.
So can we continue again later, sir? I have another class.
You have class? Okay, okay. Carry on. Okay, ma.
Yes, sir.
Understood up to this what we did, what we have discussed, ma?
Yeah, I understood, sir.
Yeah, okay. Take care. Good day.
Okay, bye, sir.
Bye bye.